For almost a decade now, 10 News anchor John Becker has followed the successes and setbacks for one East Tennessee soldier wounded in Afghanistan. Tonight, we hear the frank words from that veteran about the ongoing American evacuation from that country.
Was this worth it? You know, because those questions go through my mind.
On his tranquil farm in East Tennessee, these were among the first words wounded veteran Michael Trost shared about seeing the chaotic evacuation of Americans from Afghanistan.
I've really been disgusted over the whole thing. I'm pissed at senior general officers. I'm pissed at the Department of Defense. I'm pissed at politicians. You know, we could have gone in there with overwhelming force and then left. But all the beans, rice, flour, corn, tennis shoes, jackets I delivered to people, you know, it makes me think, like, was this really worth it?
9 years ago, in 2012, Master Sergeant Trost was delivering humanitarian supplies on a mission in Afghanistan when a friendly Afghan, trained by Americans, suddenly turned his gun on them in a surprise attack.
Yeah, I was shot with a machine gun 5 times and lost my leg. And I've got a toe and part of my foot sewn onto my hand, and great big bullet holes.
And you were shot by somebody who was supposed to be a friend.
Yeah, that we were training. I probably trained him how to shoot the machine gun he fired on me.
You should have died.
I should have died. I bled out 11 units of blood. I coded once when I went into Walter Reed. I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be here. And I went, oh my gosh, that was a round that went through there.
Since we first met Michael almost a decade ago outside Washington, D.C. at Walter Reed National Medical Center, we have tracked the long recovery from his war wounds.
We're going to take that big toe and put it right here.
Almost 30 surgeries followed his brush with death overseas. He fought to regain the ability to walk and then run. And he even took on the Army in a gunfight and won. The government granted a sentimental exception and returned the shot-up service weapon he credits with saving his life the day he was shot by deflecting a bullet on a path to sever his spine. He's both beyond grateful and full of frustration.
It's just hard. It's just no other way to put it. It's just hard. It's just waste of time. What about all the guys that died? Guys like me. And look, you know what? I want people to see this. Maybe not just for the viewers, but for every stupid politician and military person that's out there. If you're going to do this, if you're going to make me live with this, you better think about winning.
Winning to you would have been what? What would have winning been?
You know, if I had to do it and I was in charge, I would have went all the way in there, chased the Taliban all the way into Pakistan, wouldn't give Pakistan any money, tell them like, look, if you're in our way, you're going to get it. Go in there, wipe them out, and then pack it up and say, if you do it again, you plan this stuff again, you know, we're going to come in here twice as hard and we're going to destroy twice as much. That's what I would have done. Because the thing was, is that they knew deep in their hearts, I think, that, you know, eventually we're leaving. And it's like giving them freedom and liberty would be like giving them a football bat. They would look at it like, what do I do with this thing? Because that's not what they're used to. They're used to being ruled with an iron fist. That's what they're used to.
Looking back 50 years at the images of the fall of Saigon and the American evacuation there, and now pictures of the American pullout in Kabul, Michael Trost says he feels an even deeper kinship with troops who served in Vietnam.
I don't know exactly how they feel because I didn't get spit on when I came home, but we're in the same boat with like, you lost. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You lost. This whole thing is very disheartening. I've talked to a lot of friends of mine. We're all pissed. It makes me question a lot of things. It really does. I'm a lifer. I believe in the Army. You know, it was my home. was my family. And it just seems like we cut and run. It's very difficult right now to answer that question. You know, maybe down the road a piece or whatever, I'll come to some kind of peace about it. But right now, I'm just pissed.
And we learned that anger is driven by another emotion in Michael Trost. These were among his parting words about the current state of the broken country where he almost lost his life.
I'm flabbergasted. You know, everything I was taught and trained to do, we just let them win. We let them win. And it's just sad. It's just real sad.
We would like to mention that this interview was done before today's developments in Afghanistan. We will reach back out to Michael Trost to get his thoughts about the most recent developments there. Now, the man who shot him was taken into custody and questioned. That shooter's fate is unclear. You can read more about the recovery journey for the Master Sergeant in the Service and Sacrifice section on WBIR.com.